Supergirl 42, Jodie Houser writing with Rachel Stott on the art. This is obviously the only book that actually came out last week.
Yeah.
And I mean, me and Matt could have just showed up for like a 10-minute episode and just be like, hey everyone, welcome to the show. It's got to have a
Yeah,
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Bit maddening that I don't have this issue physically. Bittersweet because I was really enjoying this team of Jody Hauser and Rachel Stott. And it just kind of, I don't want to say it's a fitting end because I feel like there's so much more, but it does its best to wrap up what came before this with the, Supergirl infected. There we go. The infected storyline
Yeah.
and her coming to terms with it. I just wish we had more from this team.
It's a really solid issue. I mean, honestly, I have very little thoughts on the issue itself. It's fine. Supergirl saves some people. She's fighting the general in the suit, and ultimately the general helps her save all these people because that's important. And then she tries to arrest her. If I have a complaint about the issue, it's that it felt like it was missing a page. There was a moment where she wants to arrest Supergirl, and all the people they've just saved from this building that was flooding in the storm, basically saying, "No, you're not doing that," and they all circle Supergirl to save Supergirl and protect her. It's this, it's meant to be this really touching moment, and I felt like it was really missing like a full page spread of like turning the page and seeing the full scope of all these people around her. Instead, you just kind of see the first couple of people sort of get around her. It's not the big moment that it should be. So that's like my one like comics construction complaint of the story. But otherwise, it's just fine. It does what it's told. What it's supposed to do. It ends with Supergirl flying off with Crypto saying, like I've got work to do. It's never over. I'm always Supergirl. Blah blah. Which is it's almost the exact same page you get in any book that's ending that shouldn't be ending, where everyone wants the character to continue, but the book's not continuing, so you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, it leaves it open a bit.
But it's basically what I said last time, which is like they keep doing this where books like Supergirl don't get to, or writers or teams on books like this don't get a chance to actually do anything, and they're just there to kind of have this weird arc. Jodie Houser especially seems to always end up on Supergirl right before it's going to get cancelled. It's a shame. They never get the attention and focus that they're supposed to get.
No.
And
it's a shame, but I did like the moment with Kara where she's like, fine, take me in, but you need to help me save these people first. There's a hurricane. We're in the eye of it right now, and it's going to get worse again. So I like how she talked the general down, and then the people come to her aid. So I do like that. It's a very Superman family, trope, I guess. But she doesn't settle it with fists. She does go to talk to her, to the general. And I know if you're going to complain about it, the general just feels like super broad strokey, Lex Light almost, that I feel like we could have had some more development, had this kept going.
oh yeah,
I don't think it's a decent character.
She was basically introduced last issue, so it's not like she's had much time
there's
to
nothing
really.
much here. So no, but again, it's a fine finish. But yeah, I really wanted more of this team, and it's a shame. So if they do work on anything together, I will check it out. So I enjoyed these. What was this? 4 or 5 issues? Is it 6?
Yeah, I think it was more like 6. Cause I think maybe your mind skewed a little bit because it was like the infected stuff, and then these last few that have not been infected.
Yeah. But whatever it was, I enjoyed for the most part.
Yeah, I think Hauser always had the voice down, and I think Stott's art always really complemented to how Supergirl comics should feel. It was surprisingly enjoyable, given that it was kind of just completely taken over by a tie-in idea to this ultimately kind of meaningless. It's kind of a meaningless tie-in, because Supergirl, as much as she was like infected in Year of the Villain and all that stuff, it never really felt like she was actually a major part of it. So it's in hindsight, looking at how her book was completely taken over by it, it kind of like, because we've already forgotten about Year of the Villain. Year of the Villain is such an afterthought at this point, and the fact that Supergirl's still like dealing with the ramifications of it just kind of feels like, yeah, this book got hijacked and now it's ending. And
yeah, I mean, sure, but at the same time, like, she kind of was only infected because it was meant for Superman, if you're looking in the story wise. So the fact that Hauser tried to play with that and how it wasn't, it worked differently on her because it wasn't meant for her. So in her brain, she's doing heroic stuff. Like I thought she did the best with what she was given.
Oh, she absolutely did. Towers is a great
Yeah.
writer, and I don't
So,
envy some of the jobs that DC seem to give her.
yeah.
Rather than just let her tell a story, she's the fill-in writer to end a run bizarrely.
Mhm.
Which, and they've done that to her a couple of times now. So I really hope that she is given a proper book that she's allowed to actually tell her own story on and have a run of some kind. It would be very much nice to see. So,
So it would.
but what are you giving this Supergirl issue?
I'm gonna give this a 7. 7. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 too. It's a perfectly fine read. Art's solid. Yeah.